What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Shaq Cook, and welcome to Season 2 of Keeping It Real with Shaquille, where we inquire to inspire. First and foremost, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year. This is 2018, and I'm so glad that you guys have been tuning in over the years. I'm so excited to start this season off. We have some very special things lined up for you guys. When I say special, I mean special. The messages, the people who are going to be on here, you guys are going to hear from some of everybody. But most importantly, you guys are going to be inspired. And I'm so excited. Tonight's message, I can guarantee you, it will impact your life. And that's what this show is all about. Also, and you guys know that I've been telling you about the coffee mugs. You can inbox me right now to put in your order, because we're going to start this new year off right. So I'm excited. I want to give a special shout out to my production, my producer, actually, my fiance, Mr. Shayna Boland. She's doing a fabulous job. She's been keeping me on track with everything. So, man, you guys are in for a special treat. Like I said, this year is going to be dope. So tonight, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about think about what you are thinking about. Now, you're thinking to yourself, what does that mean? So I know everybody has New Year's resolutions, right? The common one is lose weight, hit the gym, change your diet. But before you do all of that, before you change your diet, before you start looking for a new job, I know you want the promotion, but before you start looking for the promotion, before you start looking for the new job, I want you to think about what you're thinking about. And it starts at home with ourselves. Think about what you're thinking about. So when you're looking in the mirror every single day, what do you think? Yeah, I'm going deep already. When you look in the mirror, what do you think? Do you think, oh man, I have too many blemishes on my face, or man, I have bumps and pimples? Because if you think about that, then that's how you're gonna see. You're gonna see yourself as, I just have too much going on. I'm not good enough. And you know how you're gonna react? You're gonna react like you're not good enough. You're gonna react with a low self-esteem. Because our thoughts determine our view, and our view determine our response and our reactions. That's what I'm getting at. Because we could change our diets, we could change our job, we can get a better position, but if our thoughts are not right, then none of that stuff matters, because we're not going to be able to fully enjoy it the way that we can, the way that God designed us to, because our thoughts are not in the right order. Yes. And listen, I'm going to start off with myself. A few years ago, my thoughts about myself were not that pleasant, okay? I had my own weaknesses. I had my own insecurities. See, when I looked in the mirror, okay, what did I see? Okay, I saw somebody that was, handsome and well-dressed and smelled good, but at the time I was single, and I didn't have nobody to affirm that with me, so I thought, not good enough. And so when I saw myself as somebody somebody that's good, but not good enough. And then how did I react? I reacted with a low self-esteem. I reacted like I didn't have everything that I needed, when in fact I did have everything I needed, because I had God. But just because there was something in my life that I really wanted and I didn't have it at the time, I felt like something was wrong with me when it never was. Okay? So I want you guys to think about your thoughts. Think about what you think about yourself. Okay? Now, second thing I want you guys to think about. I want you to think about your job. How do you think about your job? Do you think that your job is a stepping stone to get to the next level? Do you think of your job as a ministry to be able to help people, to be able to bless people? Because if that's what you think about it, then that's how you're going to view your job when you go to your job every single day. When you go to your job, you're going to look at it as an open opportunity to impact somebody's life. That's what you're gonna think, and that's what you're gonna view your job as. But if your thoughts about your job is, man, this job sucks, I feel like I'm gonna be here forever, then every day that you walk in, that's exactly how you're gonna do it. That's exactly how you're gonna look at it. You're gonna look at it like, man, this job sucks. Man, this job is just not enough. And your response, you're gonna be miserable. You're not gonna be happy. Be depressed, and guess what? Nobody is going to want to be around you, because nobody wants to be around somebody who's miserable all the time. Nobody wants to be around somebody who doesn't bring positive impact or positive energy. Nobody wants that. But if our thoughts about our jobs are not positive, then if they're negative, then that's what our views are going to be. And then that's how our responses are going to be negative. But if you think, the Bible says, think about those things which are good. If you think from a positive perspective, that, you know, this job is temporary. I know that I'm not going to be here forever. So I know that time is limited. So I'm going to make the most out of every single day because I know I'm only here for a short amount of time. If you think that way, then you're going to see it as an opportunity to impact lives. And every single day that you go into your job, that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to impact lives. You're going to start looking for opportunities because guess what? Whoever seek, they're going to find. You shall seek, you shall find. So if you're seeking out opportunities, guess what? You're going to find it. You're going to find those opportunities. But if your thoughts are not right, nothing matters. If our thoughts are not right this 2018, I want you guys to have the best year of your life. But before you can have the best year, you have to have your thoughts in order. And the same thing goes for me. I'm looking forward to having the best year of my life. I'm getting married this year, right? All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about my wedding. I'm not going to give you guys too much details. But guess what? Planning a wedding, as those of you who are watching who are married, you know it can be very stressful. So what are my thoughts about my wedding? Do I think about my wedding as, well, this is just another stressful 6 months to plan this thing out? Then I'm going to look at my wedding, one of the most important days of my life, as a big stressful day. And then when my wife walks down the altar with my fiance, when she walks down the altar, you know what I'm going to think? Yeah, this is my fiance, we're about to get married, but man, we wasted so much time planning this thing out. Man, those flowers cost so much money. If I think about it that way. But if I think about it as, you know what? Yes, I know it can be stressful, but it's all worth it in the end. Because you know what? Life gets stressful. Life does. If I think about it as, you know what? This is going to be the best day of my life. I'm going to see it that way. In which it is. Because it's true. And then when I see her walking down that altar, or walking down the aisle, coming up to the altar, you know what how I'm going to respond? I'm going to be so glad and happy on the inside. Because this is a dream come true. But our thoughts, my thoughts, your thoughts, our thoughts have to be in the right place. Because if not, everything is going to be miserable. Like I mentioned, problems. We all have problems. What are your thoughts about your problems? Do you think that it's the end of the world? Do you think that you're never, ever, ever going to get around this mountain or go through this mountain? Face it, we all have issues. I have issues, okay? You want to keep it real? I'm going to keep it real. This is Keeping It Real with Shaquille. I have issues. I'm not perfect, and neither are you. Life is not perfect. Life is going to have storms. Life is going to have issues. But what helps us get through those storms and overcome are our thoughts about what we're going through. Do you think about the issues that you're facing as that this is the end of the world? Because if so, then every time a problem comes, you're going to see it as you're never going to get through. And then how are you going to respond? You're going to respond like, you know what, man, here we go again. Every time I get my head out the water comes splashing back down. Every time I try to make it through a storm, something else is coming, knock me back down. But if you think about it as this is an opportunity for me to grow. If you think about your problems as, you know what, this is an opportunity for God to show himself mighty in my life, then that's how you're going to see it. And every time an opportunity comes, you might see it as a challenge, but you see it as an opportunity to grow and become better, be more what God wants you to be, and to help you grow to get that business. To help you grow your character, help you with your morals or whatever the case may be. That's truly what problems are for. They're for our own benefit. But we all know that growth hurts. It hurts. You go to the gym, you working out. Like I said, New Year's, everybody, wants to go to the gym, work out, get it in. But guess what? You want that six pack, you want those muscles. It requires pain. It requires pain. I'm keeping it 100. I'm keeping it 100 with you guys. It requires pain. Growth requires pain. But if you see your problems as an opportunity to grow, even though it's painful. I know some of you lost your loved ones this year. I lost a couple loved ones over the past few years. It hurts. It hurts so much. I know it hurts. I know somebody lost their father. I know somebody lost their mother. I know somebody lost their cousin. I know it hurts. But guess what? This is an opportunity to grow, baby. It's not the end of the world. It's not. You're going to be all right. God got you in the palm of his hands. But you got to think about it that way. You got to think about it that way because you're going to see it however you think about it. Somebody asked me one time, hey, Shaq, what's your worldview? Right? If somebody asks me, hey, Shaq, what's your worldview? My worldview is exactly how I think about the world. Simple. So if somebody walks up to you and say, hey, what do you think about, not to get political, but hey, what do you think about this new policy? Or matter of fact, what's your view on this policy? Your view on that policy is how you think about that policy. What's your view on life? Your view on life is how you think about life. You see how it's connected to our thoughts? It all starts here. What's your view about money? Your view on money is exactly how you think about money. So I'm getting ready to talk to you about that next. What do you think about money? Do you think that money isn't supposed to be spent? Because guess what? The reason why I brought that up is my mistake last year was I thought about money as something that shouldn't be spent. And you know how I view money as? It should never leave my pocket. That's how I view money. And you know how my reactions were? I was stingy. Every time I spent a dime, or every time that I swiped my credit card or debit card, I felt so hurt because I felt like that money shouldn't be leaving. That was my weakness. But you know what? This year I decided to change that. Do you know what I think about money now? I think about money as an investment. I think about money as an investment. So every time that I swipe my card or every time that I spend $1 or a dime, I look at it as I'm investing in something. If I spend money on my clothes or wash my clothes, I'm investing in having clean clothes so that when I go to my job, I can look presentable. This studio that you guys see, we're in Cook Production Studio, right? This was an investment. I invested in my production for my show so that I can take it to the next level. These coffee mugs that you guys see right here, yeah, it costs money. I know a couple of you who are watching got your own clothing line, right? I know a couple of you got your own clothing line, and I know that costs money, but guess what? It's an investment in your future. It's an investment in your business. It is an investment to take you to the next level. But that's how we should see everything. We should see everything as an investment. The words you speak as an investment. You're investing in somebody's life. The money that you spend, whether it's on food, if you spend money on food, you're investing in your body. But that's how we have to think about it. I want to ask you something else. I want to get deep. I want to get as deep as possible. What do you think about God? I went there. What do you think about God? Do you think that God is for you? Do you think that He is your keeper, your provider? Because if so, no matter what happens in life, you're always going to see God as somebody who loves you. And you know how you're going to respond? You're going to respond with confidence. You're going to respond with peace because you know you're in the palm of His hands. But if you think that God is just, He doesn't like you, or if you're facing a problem and God is punishing you, then that's how you're going to see it. That's exactly how you're going to see it. And your response, man, God doesn't like me. God doesn't want to see me grow. God is punishing me. Listen, bad things happen to good people. It happens all the time. Ask Job. All right? But you know what? Nobody and nothing can ever change his thoughts about God. And that's what I want you guys to think. I want you to think about what you're thinking about. Before you change anything, this is important, okay? This is very important for this new year. For this new year, before you change anything, I said it about 50 times already. I'm going to say it 50 more. Think about what you're thinking about. What do you think about hitting the gym? I know you want the beach body for spring break, but what do you think about the beach body for spring break? Do you think it's going to draw more attention to you? And be honest with yourself. Just be honest. Do you think that, this is just something personally that I think that I need to work on? That's totally cool. I want you to think about your thoughts. That's what I want you to do. All right, so we talked about our problems. We talked about our thoughts. We talked about how we think about God. And we talked about how we think about ourselves. So here's something that I want you guys to do. Here's my challenge for you guys this week. And make sure you guys are tuning in and asking questions. I meant to tell you that. My apologies. I got so excited and I jumped the gun. Make sure that you guys are asking questions, okay? So just comment in your questions, because at the end, I'm going to be doing a Q&A session. I'm going to take the time out to answer you guys' questions and your thoughts. But my challenge for you, I want you to pick 5 things. I want you to pick 5 things that are important to you. And I want you to think about those 5 things. And I want you to think about your view on those 5 things. Whether it's your job, whether it's your family, of course yourself, okay, God, your relationship with Him, your finances, school. Listen, look, spending 4 years in college is not easy. There have been plenty of times in college where I said, forget this mess, I'm about to quit. This ain't worth it. There have been plenty of times I said that, I promise you. I said that 1,000 times over that 4-year span of being in college. I probably said that about 50,000 times, but you know what? My thoughts about my education determine my view on education. And my view on education determine my response. Yes, I gotta type this 24-page paper. Yes, I got a test in the morning. But you know what? Know what I think about this test? I think that this test is gonna help me in the future, whether it's 5 years from now, whether it's 10 years from now. I believe that this test is gonna help me. I believe this test is gonna help me with my knowledge. That was my thoughts. But what are your thoughts? My challenge to you guys. My challenge is, and I want you from this moment all the way to next week, is to think about what you're thinking about. So choose 5 things. 5 things. Not 10. You can do 10 if you want to, but I want you to just focus on 5 key things in your life. Okay? Like I said, whether it's your finances, whether it's your relationship with God, whether it's yourself, your family, your health. Okay, we're talking about hitting the gym and changing our diet, your health. Pick 5 things, and I want you to think about, elaborate on those thoughts. I want you to think about those things, and I want you to think about, how do you view it? In other words, what do you think about it? In other words, what do you think about it? Do you think about your job as a stepping stone to get to the next level? Or do you think about your job as, man, this is just something I do just to get by? Because if you think about it as something to do just to get by, then you're going to see your job that way. And your response, you're going to be miserable. You're just going to do everything with an average mentality because your mentality is average. Because your mentality is average. Okay? All right? This year, I want you guys to start this new year off right. Start this new year off right. And essentially, this is what I want you to do. We're going to talk about this next week. This is going to be our topic of discussion next week, is investment. I want you to think about what you're thinking about. But everything that you do, every thought that you think, every word that you speak, I want you to see it as an investment. That's going to be our topic for next week, investment. Okay? All right? So we're starting the new year off right. We're starting it off right. We're thinking about our thoughts. We're thinking about how we process our thoughts and what our thoughts mean to us. Yes. Think about that. But next week, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about investment. And we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about, everything else. But when I say investment, okay, I'm going to give you guys a little heads up. And I already gave you guys a heads up 20 minutes ago. When I say investment, I want you to look at every single word that you say as an investment. You're investing in somebody's life. Whether you invest in something positive, something negative, you're investing in somebody's life. Because that seed, everything is going to be a seed. And that seed is going to grow. And you want to grow good seeds. You want to plant great seeds, okay? But before we get into all that, before we do all that, before we even get there, you need to think about your thoughts. And this is for me too. I'm going to tell you what I think about, what I'm going to think about. I'm going to think about God. I'm going to think about my marriage, my future marriage with my fiance, okay? All right? We're talking about 5 things. I'm going to choose my 5 things, all right? And we can discuss this next week. I'm going to think about God, myself, my finances, my relationship with my fiance, okay? And I'm going to think about my career. Those are the 5 things I'm going to think about. I'm going to do this thing with you guys because we're not alone. Listen, I can't talk to you guys and not talk to myself neither. But make sure you guys are sending in questions, all right? comment in questions because I'm getting ready to answer them right now. I'm waiting on my producer to slide in the sheet, all right? Because I'm getting ready to answer you guys' questions. But like I said, I'm going to reiterate one more time. Think about what you're thinking about, okay? We're going to start this new year off right. The gym. You think about the gym as something, that's going to help you out, but what do you think about yourself first? Before you think about changing yourself, before you think about changing your image, what do you think about yourself right now as you are? As you already are. That's what I want you to do, okay? All right, so, questions. No questions, all right? So, like I said, just to reiterate, you guys, coffee mugs. Keeping it real with Shaquille coffee mugs. You guys can go ahead, inbox me, okay? Inbox me so I can put your order in so I can get it out to you. All right? Second thing. Like I said, my challenge to you guys. The second thing is my challenge to you guys. 5 things. The 5 most important things to you right now. Okay? Well, looks like I got a question, so I'm going to drop that. So Brianna Elliott tuned in. She said, how do you specifically change your negative thoughts? Thanks a lot for the question, Brianna. So, how do you change your negative thoughts? Well, first and foremost, I want you to write down your negative thoughts. Okay? For example, you may say this. Your negative thoughts about school. You may think about school as, this is boring, this is just a bunch of crap. Alright? I want you to write it down. First, I want you to write it down. Write down, okay, school is boring, I hate it, so that you could physically see what you think about it. Then, what I want you to do is I want you to see how you can change it. Alright, so how to change that? Flip your thoughts. Say, okay, school is great. School is worth my time. And I want you to repeatedly tell yourself that, because when you repeatedly tell yourself that, then you're going to start thinking that. Then once you start thinking that, you're going to view that. And I'm going to give you an example, Bree, because here's a personal example. Last year, right, and I'm so happy you asked that because I forgot to tell you guys. Last year, I told everybody at my job that Tuesday is the most pointless day of the week. That is exactly what I said. I said Tuesday is the most pointless day of the week. I said Monday is the first day of the week. You slag and drag it in and get to work on Monday. I said Tuesday, why are you here Tuesday? Right? That is exactly what I said about Tuesday. I said Wednesday is hump day, Thursday is Friday Eve, and Friday is the best day of the week. But something about Tuesday, I said Tuesday, I'm like, why are you here? So you know what I did? I changed my negative thoughts about Tuesday. So I thought to myself, okay, now what do I think about Tuesday? Okay, I think it's pointless. I said, okay, well, now let's change that. So I started thinking about ways to spice it up. And I said, you know what? Tuesday is going to be Terrific Tuesday. That's what I said. So I started thinking Terrific Tuesday. And from that point on, I said, okay, I'm going to find ways to make it terrific. So every Tuesday, what I'm supposed to do at work, I'm supposed to give an encouraging message. That is exactly how I changed my thoughts about something negative and made it positive. I reevaluated. I looked at what it was and what I thought about it, and then I wrote down ways or thought about ways to make it better. I thought about it, I started reacting to it, and boom, it's better. So now instead of Tuesday being the most pointless day of the week, Tuesday is now Terrific Tuesday. But first and foremost, I thought about it. I thought that, hey, this is Terrific Tuesday. And then, the more I thought about it, the more I started to see it that way. And then I started reacting that way. But I didn't just leave it right there. I said, okay, well, I'm going to find ways to make it better. So like I said, I made Terrific Tuesday, okay? Motivation Tuesday. And I started finding ways to motivate my coworkers. And while I was motivating them, I was motivating myself. Make sure you guys ask some more questions, all right? So I'm waiting for you guys to ask some more questions before I end the segment. But like I said, so Keepin' It Real with Shaquille coffee mugs. Make sure that you guys inbox me so I can put your orders in, and so that way you guys can get one. Pick 5 things this week. Your challenge is pick 5, the most 5 important things to you right now, and I want you to think about those things and what you think about it. All right? Because we're going to change our view. Before we change anything, we're going to change our view. That's exactly what we're going to do, all right? We're going to change our thoughts about it. We're going to change how we view it. And then we're going to change our response. All right, so one of my most favorite people in the world, she tuned in and she asked a question. So Miss Letitia Elliott, she says this: how do you motivate yourself? That is a great question. There's so many videos on self-motivation, so many videos on, how, the science of motivation and everything like that. Well, you know what? I think that I think motivation starts in the mind. I think motivation starts with our thoughts. Okay, so every single day when we wake up, right, we're like, okay, gotta go to work, gotta, start the routine. But I think that motivation starts with how we think about our routine, how we think about our daily activities. I think that's when motivation starts. I think motivation starts with our thoughts, which is, why I'm talking about think about what you're thinking about. So I think motivation starts with our thoughts. So our thoughts about what we're doing on a daily basis. So I wake up in the morning, the first thing, if I think that, hey, the first thing that I think about this day is, man, I sure don't feel like going to work. I'm already starting the day off wrong, and we want to erase that. But if I start thinking, man, this is an opportunity to impact somebody, this is an opportunity to encourage somebody, then I start getting motivated. So when I go in the car, when I'm on my way to work, I'm thinking about, man, I just can't wait. I'm so excited because I'm going to impact somebody's life today, or I'm going to knock out something on my to-do list. All right. So motivation, I believe, starts with your thoughts about the day, about what you're going to be doing in that day. Okay. That's where I think the motivation starts. Your thoughts about the day, your thoughts about what you're going to be doing. And you can easily connect whether it's good or bad. So if, for example, like I said, if you're going to work, like, man, you start the day off like, I got to think about these kids are getting on my nerve. You're already starting off wrong. But if you think, man, these kids, this is an opportunity for me to invest in the next generation, you start getting motivated to go and invest in the next generation, which investment, like I said, is what we're going to talk about next week. I'm not going to jump the gun yet. So it says motivation starts in the mind with your thoughts. Nice. Yes. That's exactly where it starts. I'm getting too excited right now. And I know I'm going over my time limit. My producer is going to kill me. But you know what? I just got to say this right quick. I got to say this right fast before I end the show. Right? Because like I said, it all starts in the mind. Think about this, all right? Think about this. This show that you guys are watching started off as a thought. This show that you guys are watching right now started off as a thought. Then from that thought, I wrote it on paper, and I started putting action behind it. That car that you drive, it started off as a thought. Should I buy this car? This thing is like, I think this car is nice. It started off as a thought. That job that you have, you thought about it. It was a thought. Now thoughts become my view, and our view become my action. So, for example, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this for example, and I'm gonna close this thing down. One of the greatest institutions on the planet, Liberty University. One of the greatest institutions on the planet. Rest in peace. Well, he's living forever right now, but Dr. Jerry Falwell, Reverend Falwell, he wanted to create a world-class Christian institution, and it started off as a thought, right? It literally started off as a thought, and then he planned it out, connected with the right people, and he's passed away. But do you know that everybody who goes to that institution or works at that institution is living out and fulfilling his dream? And his dream started off as a thought. Your dreams and your aspirations start off as thoughts. I always say this right here. I said, Reese's Cup is peanut butter and chocolate. And some genius decided to put the two together and made Reese's Cup. It started off as a thought. Let me try this and let me try that. And some of the greatest creations start with the small things. But everything starts off with a thought. All right? So that's why I say think about what you're thinking about. So I'm getting ready to close this thing down. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you guys pick the five most important things right now to you right now, and think about those things and think about your view, and your view is going to determine your reaction. Make sure that you guys inbox me, put in your order for your Keeping It Real with Shaquille coffee mug, and we will have more merchandise coming soon. And last but not least, make sure to tune in next week for episode 2. In episode 2, we're going to talk about investment. All right? I'm not going to spill no more beans. Time for me to go. Have a blessed weekend. Stay safe with all this inclement weather. And I can't wait to see you guys next week. Thank you for watching Keepin' Real with Shaquille, where we inquire to inspire. Have a great one.